everyone. It's Jeff from midatlanticcraps. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've got my good friend Gargoil with us tonight. We're going to be doing the rolling toss, episode 10 of dice tossing techniques. Just finished the pre-show, so if you're not here during the real show, you missed the pre-show, but we'll go ahead and get on with the show. I do want to do one thing before we turn that over to you. I know you want to do the 30-second one, but I got to put this out there. Our good friend Sarge Vi Guy gave us a $50, $49.99 super chat while we were in the pre-show, and I want to point that out to Sarge. Thank you very much. So, without further ado, tell us what's coming up, and let's get the disclaimers out of the way.
Yeah, I want to welcome everyone watching us live and those who will watch us after the live event. We're going to have fun tonight. I'm going to demonstrate to you how you can roll the dice, both dice, from one end to the other on the table. Show you the technique, show you the grip, left-handed, right-handed, from stick left one, and we're gonna have a good time. Remember, this is for educational. I'll show you the technique. You take it, you practice it, and you make it your own.
All right. So this is episode 10. We don't do this for any money. This is just free stuff going out. This will be the 10th show that we've done something revolving around throwing dice, otherwise hence the name, dice tossing techniques. We're in show 10 of 12, 10 and 11 and a half if you want to talk about it. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Yep.
So, this one here, the rolling toss, you've got me on this. I know what a rolling toss is. I've seen what I think is a rolling toss, but I have a feeling that I'm going to learn more about it from you tonight.
Right. So we'll get into it here in a minute, but it's not a bowling toss.
I said
it's
rolling.
Not it's literally the dice actually will roll from one end of the table to the other. So it's really it will roll like this, or it will roll on the edge, and I'll show you the techniques.
Okay.
That's why it's called the rolling toss.
All right. The rolling toss. All right. Well, the floor is yours. All I am is the producer and the other. I wouldn't call it talent. The other person. I'm the Wizard of Oz. I'm the guy behind the curtain. So have at it.
Yep. So before I show you technique, I'm going to show you the toss. So literally, when we say it's a rolling toss, you literally roll the dice.
Oops.
Whoops.
I had it set on your zoom in. The wizard screwed up. So throw that one more time.
No worries. I'll do it again. It's no big deal. This is live, so we can do whatever we want. So literally, you take the dice and you roll it all the way. Now, I guess I could use the stick. I don't know why I walked all the way over there. There's a difference between throwing the dice, and then it goes like this. Bump all the way. If you notice, it rolls. So let's start with the stance. You can do it right-handed, and I'll show you left-handed also. But it's you stand facing the dealer, and it's like you're going to do the on-access toss or any of these shots. I usually get on my tiptoes because I would like to lean forward a little bit. See, if I don't lean forward, then you can't see my bald spot, so I always have to lean forward. And so the same stance applies that you're doing any of the other tosses that we've shown, whether it's the par toss, the on-access toss, or any of these. Now, the grip. The dice, I prefer, me personally, in my opinion, I prefer to roll the dice on the sharp edge. So you kind of set it like this. If you want to, when you get a chance, if you want to use the zoom cam.
Yeah, so I can. Thank you for doing
No
my
worries.
job for
No
me.
worries.
There we go.
So you can you can roll the dice two ways. You can roll it this way, or you can roll it this way, right? And I'll show you both techniques. I like to roll it on the sharp edge. The reason why I like to roll it on the sharp edge is because there's no chance of sliding the dice like this. If you do it, sometimes if you're not sure what you're doing, or you go to the casino and you haven't practiced it and you try it this way, it may slide, and at that point you're in trouble with the casino. So I usually like to roll it like that. And I think, Howard and I had many conversations about this. I think the dice rolls better on the sharp edge than on like this.
Now, I'm learning tonight, so let me ask you a question, because I know we talked about taking questions before we get too far into it. When you hold the dice like you said you're going to roll it on that edge, how do you actually put it on the edge again, like you said, G? Like you said how you were going to do it. How do you roll that?
So what you do is when you grip it, you hold it like this. And then when you throw it, the dice will roll on the edge instead of, because you can do it this way. And in slow motion it really tells the tale. You can do it this way if you want. And the dice will roll like this. Right? If you do it on the edge, the dice will roll like this on its edge.
I'm not sold on that just yet, but we'll see. We'll see as you get into it. Maybe you're a salesman tonight.
Well, it's how you grip it. And now, remember, you can also do it like that. Howard, a lot of people used to use his Yuri grip, and then from straight out, roll the dice all the way from here all the way to the end. I can show you how to do it from stick left 2. So now let's go over the grip. For the, I don't know what you want to call this. If it's, let's call it inline. For the inline grip, you set it like that. The dice kind of like one next to the, on top of each other, not on top of each other, but kind of like facing the dealer. And you use your thumb and your third finger. So it's like this grip right here.
Okay.
All right. Now the second thing is you can go on top of the dice straight, and you roll your hand all the way to the bottom. And I'll do it this way. That's gonna hurt, but let me show you this way. You can come down on the dice straight up like this, and if you roll all the way to the bottom, that's the extremes. Okay, so this is one extreme, and this is another extreme. If you want to use the sharp edge, you have to find the middle, like a 45 degrees angle, so that when you grip it like this, you come like that. Where's the edge? You come like this, and then you go like that. See the sharp edge right here? If it goes flat, it's on the sharp edge. If you grip it, when you come down straight down, and then you go backwards, then it's on its regular flat. When it goes straight, it goes on the flat. See the difference?
I understand it, but I want to see it.
Okay, I'm just showing you the grip now.
Nope, got you. I'm waiting patiently.
So you already saw it. You saw me throw it once or twice. Where's my towel? So you can stay right here. I'll be right back. I gotta get a towel.
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple chats, and we do have a couple comments and questions. I'm not sure how far you want to get into this portion of it, G. If you're asking a question, please premise it with a Q with a semicolon. I can go back and got it. Arnell, I've got yours queued up. Clay, I've got your comment queued up.
Yeah, let's wait. Let's wait on the questions. Let's go through the toss. So once, if I go on the corner grip or the sharp edge, and I go like this, then all I do is I come out straight, and the dice will actually slide barely on the surface. I go like that, and I go like this. And then let go, and the dice will roll. All right, so if you want to zoom out just a second, I'm going to walk all the way over here. So you should see me right here.
Yep, I see you.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you. Where's the 11? Right here. And all right. So if I grip it like this and I let go of it, see how it rolled? Let me do it again. If I go like this,
go ahead.
and
You're
just
good.
let go of it,
Okay.
see how it just rolled.
Yep.
So I'm going to come back over here. And I'm not really setting it. I'm just kind of showing you the technique. Grab it. You make sure the sharp edge is lined up to the deck. And then one of the dice got stuck in my hand, but the other one rolled. Do it again.
It's kind of hard to make out, and I have you on a gigantic screen. But I think I understand the premise and what you're talking about. So continue.
Trust me when I say that if people try it at their home table or whatever design they have, they'll see the dice. Now, I know some people will say, well, I kind of throw it and it will roll. Yes, you can do that. But that's a different type of toss. What I'm showing you, and I've done it, Howard's done it, you can do it from straight out all the way to the other end by just rolling the dice. Now, if the table has those, what do you call those? Sticks in the middle of the felt?
Yeah, the little, I call them the little ridges. They have these little bumps in the prop area.
Yeah. If the table has those, you do not toss it on that because it's going to hit it and the dice will fly up in the air.
Yep.
But if the table doesn't have those ridges, you can hear the dice roll. And if the pit boss saying you're sliding the dice, you can tell him to, go fly a kite because you can hear the dice tumble and roll. Do it again, one more time. Go like this. I don't know if you can hear it, but you see the dice.
I can hear it. I can see it.
You can't, and you can't see it. Okay.
No, I can see it, and I did hear it.
All right. Now I'm going to do it left-handed. Left-handed is the same thing. You use these two, and then you grip it the same way. And then when you can see the dice is on its edge right here. And let me
zoom in. Hold on. Oops, I did that backwards. Replay that one again. Let's like rewind the tape. Okay, tape's rewound.
Rewind the
show
tape.
us that again. Show us the grip.
So it's the same way. The stance is the same way. I'm standing with my hip facing the wall. And I have that dice angled a little bit because I grab it better. But if you want to, you can just do it like this. Doesn't matter. Whatever it feels better. It feels better for me if I angle it because my left hand is kind of messed up. But you hold it sideways, not all the way down, not all the way this way, but at a 45-degree angle. And then when you put it right here, you can see the sharp edge. The sharp edge will have, so the dice will have to lean like this in the air.
Okay.
Will have to lean
All right.
like that in the air.
All right. Let her
Okay.
go.
So when you come like this, you just go like that and just let it go. And it'll just roll. Now, you can do it side by side. You can roll it this way. If you use the Yuri grip, which a lot of you know, it's holding the dice like this on the edges. We've talked about it several times. It's literally the 3-finger grip on the edge. So you can do it like this, and then sort of snap the dice all the way over there, and it will roll all the way over there. I'll do it again. You can do it left-handed or right-handed. The trick is to keep the dice, keep your hand and the dice like almost touching the layout, the felt. But make sure you don't slide it. If you slide it, that's the end. So go like that. All right, now, then you go. So see how one dice just slid? It stuck to my hand because I'm sweating, and the die, that's why I don't like to use the sideways. I like to use the inline, because with the inline, it won't slide. And
All right.
when I use this on some of the tables at Cherokee and stuff like that, I'll always use the sharp edge. Let me do it again and see. Hopefully, I won't slide it this time. Come on, towel.
I do have a couple comments and questions before we get too far in this little section, but I appreciate everybody putting the capital Q for a question, especially if you have a comment. Same thing, use a Q so I can pick it up.
And there it goes. All right, we can take a few questions if you want.
Well, actually, Arnell has the first one here. He says question, but I think he's trying to make the comment. I agree with him. It's not a good toss if chips are in the way. What do you do about that?
Yeah. This is only like if you're by yourself and the table is bouncy and you want to try something different. This works very well on a bouncy table because the dice stays low. If there's chips in the way or something like that, forget it. That's not a good toss. He is absolutely right.
All right, so a couple more questions in here I want to talk about, and I want to get some comment out of the viewers that are watching currently. And I want to remind the viewers we've got a couple giveaways to give away tonight, qualifying for the G's jacket. We're also going to give away that fleece blanket tonight as well. But you'll qualify for the jackets, plural, more than one. And then we're going to give away the fleece tonight. All right. So Lou says, what's the possible percentage that the dice stay on axis during that roll?
High, and I'll tell you why. If you can get them where they will hit the bottom ledge and then die again, where they will hit this ledge right here and then just die instead of hitting these things right here, the percentage of staying on axis is high. I'll tell you, I can't do it because this is not a toss that I use all the time. But I've seen the people that toss it most of the times very well. And it is scary how they can just have long rolls and repeaters. but that's the only toss they use. If they walk up and there's like one or two people at the table, they keep walking because there's chips in the way. That's the only toss that uses it.
You did some crazy toss when we were down in Biloxi in May, straight out, laid on the private table. But you were straight out. That's a different toss than what you're doing here.
No, I think it's the same toss that I was trying out. I was doing a rolling toss on that private table, but it didn't work out because that was a 14, and I was really reaching. I mean, I was really reaching all the way, and I was like, nope, that's not gonna work. And I think I switched immediately, if I remember correctly.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
you want to take a couple more?
Yeah, let's just go on and just back up just a second because I think you've got more to this grip and toss. But I want to get to a few of these and to Clay's comment. That Clay's a guy that I play with that I haven't talked to lately. By the way, Clay, pick up your phone. He says, Jeff, you have seen me toss this shot on its edge years back at Ocean Downs, and he's right. Clay has a unique way of doing this rolling thing, and I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Clay, if you're still awake. If it's the one that you talk about with Howard and the pinky, I don't know if that's the same one or not. But if it's not,
That's
I have
the same
seen
one.
Clay.
I guarantee you, it's Howard and the pinky.
Yeah, I have seen Clay throw, and actually I've seen him throw this not necessarily back at Ocean Downs. I've seen him throw it probably in the last couple of years in Atlantic City, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
And go back on the Zoom cam for just a second because I guarantee you, Clay, if Howard taught him that dice, Clay probably grabs the dice like this and then puts it like that.
Maybe close. Your hand looks right. I don't know about the dice behind it. I'm not sure because Clay, the way that he leans into the table, like he's typically on the right side, but he will shoot from the left side. He gets his hip buried into that table, and he's married to that table before he releases the dice. So he's on his side, Jay. He's actually not sitting straight out like standing like you. He's into his side. But anyway, that's probably a whole nother show.
So zoom out for a second. So he goes like this, and he's up all the way over here, and he's like this, and he goes like that. That's Howard.
Yeah.
Howard taught me how to throw this. So Howard taught him how to throw it. That's probably what he does.
Yeah, he actually says here that Howard, you've seen the Howard toss, this toss from straight out on a full table at Caesars. Yeah, he's right. I have seen him do that. But so it's the same toss. Okay, let's go on to another question. Let me back up and cue these up. Arnell had a couple good comments. I want to go to them. Not sure if you're going to be able to read this because it's a long one. He says, I used to do a toss like that and tried to see how many tumbles it would get to the wall. I stopped because it gets a lot of flack from the casinos to toss it within a few inches higher all the time. So do you see a lot of you get a lot of heat from the box or the pit?
Yeah, because it's not them, it's the cameras. So the cameras don't see or hear what the pit boss sees or hear. So the cameras see it very, very low, and they think you're sliding the dice, and that the pit crew is coercing with you. So they usually call down because all they see is the dice being that low. I've had people say, I want to see this much air between the deck and the dice. Well, that's why I said it's okay if you throw it and let it roll. This is why Howard and others, and I believe it was last time we did a dice tossing technique. I talked about how you throw it and let it roll. But if it's a home casino, they know you, they know what you're doing. They may not say anything, but most of the times this particular toss will get heat because people think you're sliding the dice. But the ones that do it good usually get on a heater and they're rolling lots of numbers. And that's what the Kinesino doesn't like that. So they'll tell you, and then they'll start creating their own rules, like the dice has to hit 2 inches above, the rail and stuff like that, or
Right.
whatever. So, but yeah, Arnell is exactly on it.
Well, he's asking you to prepare a slow motion video of a different toss for better clarity.
That may yeah, there may be a what is the word, compilation, whatever it is, next year, of all the dice tossing techniques that we did in slow mo.
Okay.
That's gonna be a project on the to-do list, Arnell.
All right. We'll go ahead and let's continue with the section
Yeah.
of the show.
So
And let's just remind everybody, hang in there because we do have some giveaways.
yeah. So we talked about um, the gripping it on the sharp edge. You can also grip it on and throw it regular on its flat edges. However, for this, I usually like to use the thumb and two fingers like this. So I grip it kind of like that instead of
Okay.
instead of like this. The reason
All right.
being is, for some reason, just me, for some reason, if I don't have a good grip, the dice tends to kind of like split on me and fall. So, and I have to do it from the edges because the dice stick. So with two fingers like that, I have better control, and when I lean in, I can just roll it all the way down. I'll do it again. When I grip it with the thumb and two fingers, and right now the dice, the flat surface is parallel to the table. All I'm doing is going like this, okay, at an angle,
All right.
because
All right.
because that's going to help me kind of like with the velocity to roll it. Now, I've seen people do the pendulum. That works, and you can get away with it if the dice hops in the air or if it hits and roll. That works fine. If you have to, the viewers watching this have to adjust to what they're doing as long as the dice rolls. So if you want to zoom out, let me throw it a few times like this so that people can see. I'm going to do it right-handed, and then I'll do it left-handed. So you go like this, you lean down, then you roll it. Left-handed, you'll be able to see it better because it's not covered. Same technique. Your hip is to the rail. You're kind of stuck to it. You're looking to the wall straight out. You hold it like this, down like that, and then as long as you can keep it like that, the dice will. What you don't want to happen is the dice hits here and go up in the air, or the dice tumbles and bang up high and then go up high. That's not a rolling. That's like dice just doing whatever. You want it to stay low and then let it die over there. That's why on a bouncy table, this I love to do this on a bouncy table because the bounce helps it roll, but it stays low. It does, and the purpose, the influence for this toss is not to hit the eggshells on the back wall. So do it like that.
Yeah, that looks more familiar. Let me see if I can get where your stance there, G. I don't know if I have that camera up. Let me just see if I have a camera that has that angle
For
on
what?
where you're standing. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna go here.
I'll
No,
do it.
you're fine. You're fine. I got it, G. Right here. I got it. Don't switch. Don't switch. I got it.
You already had it. Oh, right. Look
No,
at
well, you
you.
got it on your end, but I have it on mine as well. But go ahead. I want to see. Don't release the dice, but stand like you were.
So, the first one was like this, and then you
Okay.
look over there, and then you just go like that,
Okay.
straight.
Well, what was this last thing you just did?
Left hand.
Okay, that's what it
You
looked
hit.
different.
This is yeah. So this is like how I do my on access toss and all the other tosses, right? I'm
Right.
always, on my left leg, I'm on my toes, and then I lean over. Again, all the tosses, Howard has that pretty much embedded in me. You lean and then you look straight instead of trying to go like this at an angle. You lean and you look straight, you go like this, then you let it go.
All right. Got a couple questions as we're going along here. Whenever you want to take them.
Let's have them.
All right. Let me get over to the screen here. A comment first from Clay. He says that he offsets the dice before he picks them up, and I know exactly
Ah.
what he's talking about.
Yes. So we'll talk about that in a second. I know what he's talking about, but
All
we'll
right.
talk about that in a second.
All right. Anthony wants to know: are you putting backspin on the dice?
No, no. You're letting the force of your toss roll it on the table. So there's no backspin in the air. The dice is literally, it's like, you see how this is how the dice tumbles, right? But because you're rolling it, there's
Do
no
that one more
backspin.
time. Yeah, do that one more time.
So, when you throw the dice like this, that's a backspin because it's up in the air. But when you're rolling it, you're letting the force of throwing it, the velocity of throwing it, let it roll the dice. You just roll it.
All right. Craig from Obey Craps says, do you mind showing the difference between rolling from the area where grip it and tossing it into a roll? I don't know if you understand that.
Yeah. So, you want to get on the zoom cam,
Which one?
this one right here.
All right. The dice close up.
Get dice close up. So what he's saying is, I'm going to use the big dice because that may make a difference. When you hold it like this, sometimes I put maybe this much air between, and then you go like this. And then when you release, the dice is going to tumble.
Okay.
So when you do it like this, you release. You're releasing a little bit of air at an angle, and then when you let go, the dice will land and start rolling. This is why. So this is sliding. So I don't know if you saw, but this guy right here slid on the table. This guy. Let me do it again.
Is that a whole different roll?
No, this is what you shouldn't do. Okay? If you don't do what I'm saying, you're gonna end up. See how this guy right here slid. That one tumbled, but this guy slid and stopped. It didn't even roll. It just slid, and the casino's gonna frown on that. That's why you put the angle. You do the angle, and then you let the velocity of the throw take the toss. And
They
it started rolling from here, by the way. It started rolling from here. I don't know if you saw it.
yeah, what is the philosophy? What is the goal to get the dice to the end of the table? Doesn't matter that they go in different directions.
Yeah, the goal is for the dice to stay low and not hit these things right here. The goal is for it to hit this part right here and then come back. Because remember, this helps with the randomness.
All right.
So
Further
if
coming
you
from
can
Clay,
get good,
because I've seen him throw this. He says, my thought process for tossing that shot on the edge is
yes,
drive it into the table.
right, right, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't know if driving it into the table makes
Well, he said he
sense.
further says if you don't get enough energy on it, it'll slide to the end.
Yes, yes. So I'm actually putting a lot of energy. I'm actually like doing like a slingshot. You know, I'm literally forcing the dice to go. That's why they're rolling. So I'm going. See, I'm 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 doing this kind of a force. If you don't, the dice is gonna slide. Now, what Clay talked about offsetting, this is something that Howard came up with, and I give credit to Howard because he's the one that came up with it. Is instead of setting the dice like this, he liked to use the all seven set and then put one like that.
Clay
So
further
it looks
says
like,
that his dice don't break up at the wall
right.
until the wall. They don't break until the wall.
No, no, no. You have to hit the back wall. You have to hit the back wall.
That's what he's saying. That's when his dice break.
Yes. Yes, the dice are supposed to go roll in tandem and hit the back wall.
Duracell wants to know, Matt wants to know, is he snapping his fingers upon release of the dice to distract the box man? I actually hear, not, are you snapping? Or
No.
you know, I mean, I know
No.
he's trying to be sarcastic when they release it, and then when the dice just about land, you know, they do this. That's after they school the dice 10 or 15 times.
No, no, he's talking.
I heard a snap too. That's the reason why I was asking.
No, he's talking about this. He's talking about. You know,
Yeah,
where
I know
people
it.
go.
I know what he's doing. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
But I actually
No.
heard what I thought was a snap a couple times. But I know exactly what he's talking about. But you got to school the dice like 10 times before you do that.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, 6-6.
All right. So, any more on this toss as we progress into the latter part of the show when we talk about what's coming up, what we're going to do from a giveaway standpoint, what we have coming up in 2 weeks on the So You Think You Know Craps. So, is there any more you're going to show us on this toss?
Nope. I just want to say that this is not for the faint of heart. It takes a lot of practice. That's why I left it to almost the last show. This takes a lot of practice, and you have to do it to understand it. If you only see it on video, you're going to say that's full of crap. No. If you actually try it and see somebody do it, you will see that the dice is literally rolling all the way from one end to the other. I don't do it that good. I only do it on, when things are aligned, like my hands are not sweaty, because if the dice sticks to your finger, it ain't gonna roll nice. So, if I have sticky fingers, that's why I got the towel. I won't touch it like that. If there's chips in the way, if there's these things that they put on the layout to stop from dice sliding, you're laughing. Somebody's saying something in the chat, in the comment.
They are.
That's
just
all right.
Keep going.
That's
No,
all right.
there's a couple going. No, here's what Clay is saying. He teaches a class that's more advanced with the finger snap and the roll. That's what I was laughing at. There
Look,
we've had our joke of the show, so we don't have to go back and do that. I
he
do
ain't
have a
lying.
serious. I do have a serious comment from here. I want to go back, Clint. I want to go back to yours. I have to find it. We're going back to the compilation that you wanted to do, G. He said he would love to see that, and he would even chip in for the cost of it as well. You and I have talked very minute about doing the shows, all of them together at one time. But it's something we talked about before we started, but
Yeah.
we've not talked about it since then. But he also says, I'm going to leave his name there. I am way too novice for this toss, so just getting Yuri grip down. So you're
Yeah.
right. And if you don't have a home table, G, how the hell do you practice?
No, you gotta have some distance. If you notice, I'm doing it from stick left too, simply because if I do it from here, I'm gonna be in the stick guy's space. It
Right.
takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of practice to do it like a snap toss from here
Here,
to where
here we
your
go with
hand
that
doesn't end
snap.
up. Well, it's
There
like a
is-
slingshot. It's
yeah,
like a
there's no
slingshot.
snap. Carry on, carry
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So that's why I do it from here, because then my arm has um, some length to it, the way it doesn't affect. Now, left-handed, I can do it all day from here because it won't bother the stick, right? So I can come here and I can go kind of like that.
You're actually snapping. I shouldn't say you was snapping. You're snapping your wrist is what you're doing.
No, I didn't snap it. It's just
Yeah.
that the dice just didn't even leave my fingers because they're glued to it. Because now I'm sweating like crazy. See,
Yep.
that's what happens. We start the show. It's very good. I should do the tossing in the pre-show, and then talk in the after show, because in the pre-show I was nice and nothing happened. Now I'm sweating like a you know what. Um, and when I sweat, you see me. When I sweat, I can hold the dice like this in my hand and it'll stick. Let me do it again. So, go like this, you roll.
Yep. And Clay's right.
You
Prop
have,
bets
you have to
kill this
slingshot
toss.
it. You have to slingshot it. Yeah, yeah. You can't have any chips. Um, that's why the best place to do it. I'm not going to mention the name because people in YouTube doesn't like it. But the best place to do it is on those little smaller
Yeah.
tables.
The stadium tub tables, as you call them,
Yeah,
the
don't mention the name. Um,
tub. Yeah, we won't because
YouTube gods don't like it.
We got
This
pinged
is
for
not.
actually
This is not for
saying
the
that.
faint. Yeah. This is not for the faint of heart. This takes a lot of practice. A lot. You can't just like do it a couple times and then go to the casino and try it. It takes a lot of practice. But if you get good at it, you can keep it on access. I've seen people stay on access. I've seen people repeat hard ways. But that's all they do. That's the only toss they have in their pocket. That's all they practice. And as you and I know, if you practice one toss all the time, every day, you're going to get very good at it.
Well, this is true. But you should learn to play from
Yes,
other positions.
that's why we show different dice tossing techniques. But
Right.
every person is different, and what works for me and you may not work for someone else. That's why we show we show
Sorry.
different
Sorry. Go ahead.
variations of dice tosses so that the viewers can make up their mind on, hey, this one works really good. I would like to, learn it and stuff like that. And then they hear the techniques, they can see the video, and then they go and practice and apply it. And I've had, we can talk about this, after in the questions and answers. But I had people call me on the phone. I've always talked to them and walked them through it and emailed back and forth. I'm always willing to do that. You know me. But now there are other types. Like I said, you can you can lift the dice a little bit and throw it and let it roll, right? Um, this will have to be based on the table bounce and your ability to be able to do that. So I'm not going to go through that. This is just like throwing the dice any any other way, whether it's a par toss, on access, or anything, underhand. It's based on the table bounce and your ability to keep the dice low. With the rolling toss, the table bounce doesn't matter. It could be neutral, it could be hard, it doesn't matter. As long as you do the technique right, the dice will roll all the way.
All right. So we're done. Let me switch back to the screen here. Sorry, we're done with this portion of it. We've got some giveaways to do. We're going to do. Did you say the
Yeah.
five? Are we doing the fleece? We're doing the fleece jacket first.
Yeah, but before that, I have something that I want to talk about. If the viewers can,
Well, I was getting that. I'm kind of like planning this out so that we can get this. We've got some giveaways. Oops, sorry, hold on. We're going to do. Sorry. I will make sure that we're still streaming correctly. So I know you want to get to that, G, but we've got two giveaways, and we're going to kind of do it in between that when we talk about the, about the shows that are coming up. So
yes.
how do you want to do this?
You're the boss. Tell me. I follow your lead.
Well, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This is going to be for G's fleece jacket. That is the password that you want to use. I want to win. All one word, one text, one message, all one time. Is that I want to win? IWANTTOWIN. I want to win. All one word, no spaces, anything. And G's bringing it out there. We'll give you a picture of that. Oh, I think I got a better shot somewhere here, G. Maybe I don't, but I'll get to it. Let's go here. And it's I want to win. Let me get that out of the way. And that's what you're winning. It is. It's rather nice. It's not a real large blanket, but it's custom made. There's only a few of them that have been out there, so you're going to have a collector's item. That is, if you're into gambling or into collecting any type of memorabilia. That's what you want to do. I want to win is the word. Oops, G, you disappeared on me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm rolling it so that we can do the rest of them.
And what happens if you win? You want to go to midatlanticcraps.com to the center menu option. Choose claim your choose promotions and contest, and then claim your prize. So I want to win. I'm trying to see this. I see that, Matt. Everybody looks like they've got it in there. I'm just going to pick one and just display it up here on the screen. I think David's got it spelled right. That's how you want to do it. I want to win. And while we're doing that, we've got a show coming up, G, in 2 weeks called So You Think You Know Craps. And what is the topic of that? That's going to be the 21st of October at 8:30
so
Eastern.
Arnell requested we do a show on regression and recovery.
Oh, regression and recovery. There you go, Arnell. He took your advice from either last show or the show before that, that you wanted to see. What do you do to recover? I know Arnell and I have had this conversation many times. It's been asked a couple times, and everybody says they have a recovery system. Most of the time, like my recovery system, I call it my pucker factor because I'm going a little higher than what I'm comfortable with, but I'm doing a much faster regression. So I'm curious about the show, G, because you and I haven't talked about it.
Yep.
All right. So let me make sure that they're coming in. I want to win. Make sure that they are actually valid on the show. They are. We've got 45 people currently watching, and we've only got 26 entries. So we've got to get a couple more. We'll give it a few more seconds. And I know after this, G, you want to take a few minutes to talk about something. Then we're going to come back and we're going to get the jackets giveaway, and we're going to answer any questions you may have. So after we get done with the giveaways, make sure if you're putting a question in the chat, make sure you're using that Q in the chat. And now since my automation is down, G, I need to go over here and pick up the right one. I don't think that's the right one. I mean, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope this works, G. If I move that over, hey, look at that! Yeah, there we go. We can see
It
them.
actually works. Yep.
Yeah, well, I had the split screen. If you remember, G, I had that split screen,
Yep.
and we couldn't get it center. And I don't know, you know, if you're a Microsoft person that just saw the latest Edge update, it's doing weird things as I'm trying to make the screen go on the screen.
It's trying to help
using-
you, but it thinks it knows what you want to do. It's like, no, let me do it. I want to do it.
Yeah. And it's like so AI's taking over. I want to smack it. But all right, here we go, guys. This is going to be for the fleece jacket. We're up to 30 entries now, and we're going to go ahead and call it. And oops, got another one coming in. I want to win. Here we go. 3, 2, and here we go. 1. Clint is the winner tonight. Clint, what you want to do is go to midatlanticcraps.com and enter the menu that says promotion and contest. Hit the claim your prize. In the remarks, please put that you won the fleece blanket from G. And he typically gets that out pretty good. He's got a little helper home now that'll send it as soon as you get the information over to me. I screenshot it, send it to him, and the little helper makes her way to the mailbox.
Post
So
office.
congratulations, post office. Yep, I should say either one, whatever that may be. So
Yep.
there you go. We go back, see if I got any cues. I don't have any cues. All right, G, you wanted a few minutes to talk about something, so I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to you, and I'll zoom in. Here we go. The floor is yours.
All right. You have the other shot of me. There we go. Yeah. So, for the longest time, you've heard me say that I would like to add something to my collection, and that is I've been wanting a green book autographed from John Patrick. Well, during the Craps of the Cure, John from ProCraps talked to Garrison, and long story short, thanks to Garrison, have an autographed book from John Patrick.
You get a little closer. There you go. Yeah, just a little closer. It's a little grainy because of the zooming, but I can see it. So
Yeah.
you want to be a gambler? Is that the name of the book?
Yep.
Yep.
But that's not the end of the story. Garrison wasn't aware of who John's friend is. So when he found out that it was Gargoil, he sent me a package of things.
Oh, brother, here we go.
I hope you don't mind, but I gotta thank Garrison. He sent me his platinum book.
He sent me that book about 3 years ago, maybe two and a half.
Well, I haven't had it, but it's got a 2-page forward from John Patrick, and the reason why I'm showing you this is because I read it, and come to find out that he and I agree on a lot of stuff, even though there's some stuff that when he plays his thing and I do mine, but like the energy at the table and the dice sets, we all do this. He sent me like his article on the casino player and a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna do a quick plug. platinumcraps.com. If you go, you can see all that stuff. But I am so grateful to him for this. This will stay in my memorabilia until I die and my wife gives it to somebody else or does something with it. I already talked to John about if something happens to me, what happens to all this craps stuff. John from ProCraps. So, and it's going to be in the will because I don't want it to just go anywhere. But Garrison, I really appreciate it, my friend. If you're watching the show, thank you very much. Yeah, I like your book. A lot of stuff that you say here, I apply and I do on a regular basis. So anyway, just wanted to kind of mention that because that was, and it goes right here. Right here. next to my other memorabilia.
All right, I'm going to, if you give me 1 second, G, I'm going to try to hopefully, you know what, I was going to go to this screen here. This is off the fly, but it's not what I want to do. How about we go to this screen? Yeah, that screen should be good enough. We'll go here, and that's the website that you're actually looking for, guys. It's kind of cut off because of what it does, so I'll go ahead and size it back down, and you can see that that's the website that you're looking for. I believe that's it. Hope that's the right one. Hope that's it. If that's the wrong one, I apologize. I would pull that off there before we get hit. Maybe that's not the right one. And in any event, guys, I appreciate that. Anything else you want to do there, G?
Nope. You're ready to go to the. You want to talk about jackets?
Oh, we can. Yeah, we can give away jackets. I want to call last comments for the questions. If you have a question about the show tonight or anything coming up or anything you'd like to ask G, preface it with a capital Q.
Yeah, put it.
And we'll get there. I have to get there. I have to get the other one set up, G. So
no
go
worries.
ahead and,
but while you're doing
let's
that,
let's talk about the next show.
Yeah, hang on. While you're doing that, if you're watching us and you're not a member, please like and subscribe to midatlanticcraps. That's Jeff's channel right there.
Imagine that, G. How did you do that? You have got a magic button.
I guess.
You
Want to talk about the next show?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I got to get set up on the next one. Yeah, go ahead and talk about the next show briefly, and then I get set up to do the next.
So
the
the next
entry.
show in 2 weeks, it's either 21st or the 23rd. I don't have a calendar with me, but Arnell requested that we talk about what do we usually do for regression and recovery.
Yep.
And I'm probably gonna give my opinion. You can give your opinion, but we would like it to be active, so people in the chat can chat theirs, or if they want us to talk about how they do things, we want it to be a back and forth, so that everybody can learn from everybody, right?
And that's why. That's why I came back to it, because we forgot to mention the interactive part. We want to be able to talk about a way that you can regress, a way that you can do things, and then when we get done talking about what we're talking about, if anybody has a better way or a different way or whatever way they want to, they can interact, and we can talk about that as well.
Right, and this is a safe space. I mean, I can probably, if there's something funny, I can say, well, you do what you do. If it works for you, it works for you. But it's not going to work for me. I just won't do that. But that's probably the worst thing that we'll say. We do these shows and we talk about that because we try to help each other, right? I may be thinking of something and somebody may say, well, what if you do this little thing? It may help out. I'll even talk about some of the things I've seen at the table. I have a very good friend of mine. He's a very, very good friend of mine. He does not touch the dice. He doesn't roll the dice. And I've asked him many times why. He's like, I'm not a dice thrower. He has a certain way to play it, and he will play it with discipline. It doesn't matter if the table is throwing 2-3 rolls, or if somebody's on a heater throwing 59 rolls. He always does the same thing with his play. I'll talk about that. But it's good to have an interactive show. We'll learn from each other. That's going to be one of your last few chances to win the jackets. We got the next show, and then we got something going on next month, and that's it. December comes, and we're going to draw entries.
Yep. So I think you'll have at least 2 more opportunities after tonight to qualify for the jackets, possibly 3. And then in December, we're going to do a combination show of dice tossing techniques. So you think craps with a special guest, and we're going to have a little holiday cheer time during that show, and we hope that you tune in. So, G, I've got it up there. The password to qualify. We're going to take 5 more qualifiers tonight for the G's jackets, and I'm saying that plural because there's at least 6 jackets that are going to be given away. I think maybe more.
6 or 8. We'll see how generous Santa Claus is. But if you if you still have that screenshot of this area,
Oh yeah, I
they're
do.
all
Yeah.
they're from Port Authority, and it's got a fleece on the inside, like real warm, and it's a rain jacket, so if it rains, it's not going
Yeah.
to
Put
seep
that back
through.
down there. Yeah, lay it down some, G. Lay it down. There we go. Now move it up some. There. Yep.
So
And
Port
you have
Authority,
a different color one. We'll call it one for
yes.
females, but I actually like that
So
color. But I've seen you
this
wear
is
that
for
one.
this is for the guys, and for the ladies, you can have this color, and the logo. It's not ironed on. It's stitched.
All right. Yep.
Here, let me do it that way.
Yep.
And
Looks good.
it's really good. It's really good material on the inside. So
All right. Qualify. If you want to qualify for that, he's going to give at least 6, possibly 8 of those away in the month of December, along with some other good stuff, including, don't forget, here on Mid-Atlantic Crafts, the month of December, I give away a sleeve of dice. At least 24 sets of those dice are given away between Thanksgiving and the week before Christmas on my shows. We're going to be doing some unique things in addition to these type of shows. So make sure you're tuned in. The dice are casino grade dice, and they are casino tier dice that I'm giving away this year. So going to give away at least 24 sleeves of those. That's a $50 value going out to you just for watching the show and participating. So last call for qualifying. We're going to take 5 qualifiers tonight.
and
The word is
and
qualify.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've qualified before. The more entries you have, the
The
better,
better the
because
chance.
yeah, the
Yep.
better the chance, because we're not going to say, okay, we're going to put your name once because we already qualified you. No, if you have 5 entries, or if you've qualified 5 times, you're going to have 5 entries into the combination. Jeff and you and I will have to figure out. I have an idea of how to do that, because I know your software you can only input it once. I have an idea of how we can do it to
Oh,
where.
I've already got it done. You don't have to worry about that, G. We
Oh,
just
look
take
at
it.
that! See,
Yep.
don't worry
No,
about it. AI
you could
already
have
took
a,
care
you
of
could
it.
have 1,000 entries if you wanted to, and I've got the software for it. So let's go ahead and give this away, if you will. We've got 42 currently watching, and we've only got 18 people qualified. So, real quick, tonight is episode 10. We've got episode 10 of. So you think, crap's coming up. Then in the month of November, we're iffy on whether we're having 1 or 2 shows, so we'll see. So this will be your next to the last opportunity to qualify for this jacket. Please, if you're watching and you want to qualify, put the word qualify. Let me see if I still have that up here on my screen so you can see how to spell it right. I do have it up there. So you can put qualify, and you'll be a chance to opportunity to qualify for the jacket. And we're going to take 5 names tonight. G has his pen and pad out. I hope he has his pen and pad out, and we're going to go from there. So, G, I have to find the other screen. My my automation is not working tonight, and hopefully I'm crossing my fingers. And let's see what happens here. Oh, there it is. Yes, we can do that. So, qualify is the word, and G, I want to. Thank all the watchers, the viewers that have come in. And if you're going to watch the show after the rerun and you have a question or a comment, you can always put in the comment section, not necessarily the chat on the live show, but on the rerun, on the comment, you can put a comment in there, and G answers every one of them. And we appreciate the people that have asked questions. So let's go ahead and give away. Your pen ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The first one is Miser Tatum, Mizer Tatam, Miser Tatum. Have you got that one, G?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Sean R. Sean, SHAWNR, is a qualifier. Now, you don't have to do anything tonight, but you will have to come back in December to see if you won these jacket, and then we'll tell you how you get that. Let's go ahead and draw again. 3, 2, and 1. Lou, Sweet Lou. I think this might be his first qualification of it. Sweet Lou. Yes, Jay Z. He always wins, but he's qualifying. All right, number 4, 3, 2, and 1. Mark Mad Hatter. We should probably throw that one out and draw again. Just kidding. Mark Mad Hatter. If you would, G. That's M-A-R-K, and then of course Mad Hatter. And then the last one, 3, 2, and 1. Mike the Bears. Now I know Mike's qualified once before, so he's qualified again. Mike the Bears. So it's the 85 Bears with the in quotations of Mike in parentheses.
Yep.
Mike the Bears.
I got 'em all.
All right, so that is that. So let me go back to the chat and let's see if we have any questions that have come in since we we're doing all the giveaways. No, Larry, we're not starting over. You have to go back and watch the rerun. I've got to do this one other way. Question. Qualify comes up a lot because it's got a Q in it. I don't see anything. So, guys, this is the last call for questions. If you have a question, please put it in there now. The only thing I'm going to do now is comment. And I see if we got a comment in there. And nope, no comments.
There probably isn't a lot of questions or comments simply because it's an unusual toss, and I didn't expect a lot of interaction tonight about it, except maybe say, yeah, maybe that's not for me, and that's okay because this show is about showing you different types. Somebody may look at it and say, you know what, I'm going to throw it a few times and practice it. Rolling toss. Do they know how many tumbles the dice take to hit the wall? No, because it depends on the velocity. Sometimes they don't have. It's just you can't count it like an on axis with a backspin.
Right.
As long as the dice rolls in tandem, that's the influence that they're trying to do.
Yep. All right, G. Any closing remarks before we get out of here on this episode 10,
remarks?
October of 2025? Wow.
Yep. Any closing remarks? As I've shown you in all the dice bouncing techniques all year long, make sure if you see something, you get the mechanics down and practice. And when you think you're ready to go to the casino, practice some more. When you know you're ready to go, then go. It doesn't matter what the toss is. Make sure because you don't want to go and just give away your money. All these things, they work if you practice. If you get out of them whatever you put in. And that's what you need to do. It's again, dice set, it's up to the person throwing it. I will tell you, a lot of people use the hard way sets for these. The ones that I know that throw this toss use hard way sets. But the dice set is up to the person that's throwing it and how they're throwing it.
All right, and before we get out of here, I'll go ahead. Skill put a dial and put a question there. It said I did a quick teaser for the next show. So here's his teaser. It's kind of long. You might not be able to read it, G, but I'll read it. Do you need a recovery plan? Question mark. It's a question. I thought the bankroll was supposed to help the hiccups when things go wrong. Then there is loss limits and leaves too. So I think he's trying to say some of that should be talked about in the next month's show, and he is right. We can add those to the show.
Yeah, and I know exactly what he's talking about, and we will talk about it some more. And I'll give you my opinions as always, and I'll let you know. I'll tell you what I do, but some of it is, others do different things. So I want everybody to kind of mention what they do. Some have recovery plans. Some have exit plans, right? So we're not all the same. That's the beauty of this. This is the beauty of this. I love playing this game because not everybody has to do it the same way. People play it with different levels, different denomination, different styles, but we're all standing at the same table playing craps. So that's why.
And Jay-Z says that every table rolls different, and that's true, Jay-Z. And it's every table does roll different, but when you're practicing, eventually you figure out something that either works or doesn't work for you. But Jay-Z, you are right. And even if you're doing this rolling toss, I think that maybe if you had it down, it would be maybe a little easier to control than it would some of the other tosses.
Yep.
So. And thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. Lou says he really enjoyed this episode, especially seeing the explanation of the rolling toss. I've seen it on occasions when East Coast, that's Clay, tosses it in Atlantic City, and it scares the hell out of him. And it's true. Lou, I don't know. You were still at the table in Biloxi in May. G was straight out. This is after dinner time. And he scared me with that roll that he was throwing. I actually... I didn't turn off, but I definitely changed my betting strategy.
Oh yeah, you only had one bet on the table, and it was on the 6, and that was it. I think you took everything off of the table, and it didn't bother me. But like, you probably went like, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm going to step away for a second and take a breather.
Yep, that's what I did. All right, so let's go ahead and get out of here. G, I appreciate you, my friend, being here tonight. We're going to be back in 2 weeks on the 21st, 8:30 for the pre-show, 8:45 for the live show. And we'll have some more qualifying for G's jackets. And I think the next time, maybe you get the lovely,
Yes.
the mug,
The mug
and the
place
mug of the
mat.
mat. Yep, the mug of the mat. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and get out of here, G. Thank you. Go ahead and give me your closing words, and we'll do like the tree, and we'll leave.
Just play smart. Oh wait, that's your line. Sorry about
That's
that.
my line. All right, everybody. As always, God bless each and every one of you for your continued text, phone calls, communications, emails about what's going on in my life on the personal health side of it, as well as my girlfriend. We appreciate that as always. Till next time, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks, maybe before. All right, we'll see you. God bless each and every one. Be safe. Play smart.